It's a bit of a build it and they will come moment, you know? Like put the roof down and the sun will come out. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the 718 Spider. Reason why I brought out the car is because last week I was in Wales. If you didn't see that, I'll put a link in the top corner, maybe this corner, I'm not sure. You can go and see that absolutely fantastic time in my 911. But one of the things that I said, the Spider is a great car. It's a fast car, but it does not come close to this car. It's PDK, which is great, don't get me wrong. It's just that when you're driving this car and everything comes together and you make the perfect gear change, it is glorious. I felt that the manual gearbox was better than the PDK gearbox in that instance, in that particular instance. Everybody has their own opinion. I'm not trying to tell you what's the best. I'm just talking about my own personal feelings on the subject. What do I really think about the difference between the two? Because obviously I have a manual 911, but I have a PDK 718 Spider, right? And I bought this new, so I chose to have a PDK gearbox on this car. So if I think the manual is better, why did I get a PDK? There was a couple of reasons. Some of them were particular to this car. If you know anything about this car, you'll know that in the reviews they were saying that this car had very long gearing and that the manual gearbox, although it was great to actually change gears, it's very long geared and it was kind of spoiled by it. Well, the manual gearbox came out first on this car, and then maybe a year later, they brought out the PDK. I'm not sure what the time was, but I was waiting for this to come out. And when the PDK came out, I ordered it because they said that the gearing in the PDK cars was a little bit shorter. So I chose PDK. That was very particular to this car. Now, let's say the gearing in this car had been perfect. Would I have chosen a manual gearbox? Probably not. And there are reasons why. The main reason is because I already have the manual 911 and I wanted to experience the PDK in this car. It makes it a faster car, you know, acceleration. It's faster because its gear changes are quicker. So I wanted to do that. I wanted to have that difference, you know, so I could pick manual one day, PDK another day. Obviously my Macan is PDK. So that's why I picked PDK. And it's not because last week in my 911 when I was excited on those perfect roads, that was the better gearbox in my opinion to have on those roads. Obviously, you're not always on those roads unless you live right next to those roads in Wales. You're not always there. And a lot of the time, the gearbox is a lot of work, you know, especially as it's got a lightened flywheel and a heavy duty clutch. But in 80% of driving circumstances, you're not on those roads. The versatility of the PDK gearbox, you know, is great. And you could put it into automatic and you can cruise and listen to a podcast, or if you're stuck in traffic, you can do the same thing. And when you want to drive in a spirited fashion, put it into manual and away you go. And in this car, you have the PDK gear stick is in the old rally style. Remember from the rallying from the 90s with the sequential gearbox, and you can pretend you're a rally driver pulling the gears from the gear stick. Woo! sun is out, finally. You have to be a believer. See, if you put the roof up, it'll rain. You put the roof down, the sun comes out. Let me know what you think about, you know, manual versus PDK. Are you a convert like me? I mean, I'm converted in that most of the time now I drive, you know, I drive the Spider or I drive the Macan, which are both PDK. To be honest, that Sunday drive I did last week in my 911, I did more miles on that day than I have done in the last 3 years in that car, which is 300 miles I did. So that's quite shocking. So, but that tells you how infrequently I actually use that car. So yeah, I use this car more than that car because I can put the roof down and all of those other things that go with the convertible and the PDK, the convenience of the PDK. So I'm like, I'd say I'm probably 60% PDK, 40% manual. For the right road, when I was on those roads last week, I couldn't have asked for a better car. So well, let me know what you think anyway in the comments. Be interesting to hear, get some feedback from you guys. Like I said, I'm not trying to convert anyone. I'm not trying to say one's better than the other. I'm just saying what my personal choice is. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon, maybe next week. All right, bye-bye. Spider is a great car. It's a fast car, but it does not come close to this car. When you're driving, you know, you're part of the machine, changing gears,